Alright, welcome to Beer Days TV. I'm Cam and we've got a special guest, my brother Linc, joining us today.
Howdy all.
So we're a week and 2 days away from the next Beer Days event, which is being held at La Scala on Jersey. And we've got Little Creatures sponsoring the event, so we're pretty excited about that. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, we've already sold about 50 and there's probably another 15 or 20 to go, so get in quick if you'd like to be part of that. I'm assuming you're coming, mate?
Yeah, I'll definitely be.
Alright, so because we're obviously having Little Creatures sponsor the event, we're going to be tasting 2 beers today. So the first is the Little Creatures Pale Ale, just in case you've been living under a rock and you don't know what that looks like. And then Linc's gone and snapped up, what's that, mate?
We've got a little Kosciuszko Pale Ale. So it's just from out of Kosciuszko, nice and close.
That makes sense, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's how they came up with the name, I think.
Yeah. All right, we'll start with the creatures, and then we'll move on to that one. So,
mate, I'm desperate for a beer, to be honest. I'm suitably nervous to actually be in front of the camera because, you know, I've seen previous episodes and I've seen the big shoes that I have to fill with Lep. I am feeling suitably hungover though, so I might be able to dull it down to his tone.
True. But cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Have a look at that. That's got a fair bit of bright, sort of orangey kind of colour, doesn't it? It's
a lot of crisp bubbles as well.
Crisp really, bubbles. Yeah. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Quite fruity smell.
It slides down the back of the throat pretty easily, but leaves you
stone fruit, I think.
Gives you a bit of a bitter hit though.
Yeah, well that's that's really the trademark of a pale ale. Is that bitterness, and that's what kind of cuts through some of the beer and enables you to enjoy, perhaps a dozen or so in a sitting.
Yeah, I guess it depends which pale ale you have. An Indian pale ale is probably much more bitter.
Yeah, true. True.
The Indians have plenty to be bitter about with the cricket.
That's true, they do.
Cheers,
Poor Indians, cheers.
That's really nice.
Enjoy that. And the good thing about this is we only have 1 glass each, so you have to finish all of that before we can start on the next one. And I know that the viewers really enjoy watching us just sitting here and drinking beer.
We'll leave it running afterwards.
Serves you right for watching.
Happy Australia Day also, I might mention.
Alright, so do you want to crack that for us, mate?
Sure do. Give you another little quick look at the label there. I kind of like the label. It's it's kind of clear and nice. And
who's brewing that, Linc? Is that?
I'd say that's Chuck Hunt.
Correct, that's correct.
Alrighty, mate. We'll pour it out and give it a little rinse.
Pour yourself first. That's fine. Yeah. Alright, mate.
I've lived my life not worrying about you, so nothing's about to change.
Just pour it away. Thank you very much.
A bit of head there.
Bit creamier.
Yeah, a bit lighter it looks.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going to stop?
Not as much of a, not as pungent.
Definitely not as on the nose.
It's actually a lot lighter. Very crisp,
isn't it?
It does still have a bit of that maltiness about it, but it leaves you really quickly. And actually, in retrospect, I'd say that you'd probably be better off tasting this before the Little Creatures because
I reckon
it's overpowered by the Little Creatures a little bit.
If that's kind of that stone fruity, the Little Creatures is kind of that stone fruity kind of really strong flavour. It's more of your zucchini in beers, I think.
If you're a health freak.
If we're comparing it that way. But still, and probably fits into that same bracket of helping us drink a dozen at a time.
Exactly, and I am intending on drinking a dozen today. I have a solid hangover, as mentioned before, and this is God's medicine.
Happy Australia Day to you all. Make sure you drop the R and the L when you're saying Australia. And we'll see you next episode. Cheers.
Cheers.